evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. Introducing peaceful protester Wade Kelley.
Hello! Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to my TV show. TV show on the YouTube network with a potential audience of over 2 billion people. Coming to you live from the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica,
With his famed cuisine and his
where I am peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here in Santa Monica and in Los Angeles County and in California and the whole US of A,
stand up and support
the whole wide world if we could do it, but we have to start somewhere. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July,
Happy
everybody.
4th of July, everybody out there.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a thing where we broke away from a monarchy. We broke away from authoritarianism and under a monarchy where people didn't have any rights. And we became independent of that monarchy, and we went on our way to a democracy, a constitutional democratic republic. That's right. That's what we have. And we need to keep working at our democracy and keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. You know, when we first became an independent nation, the only people that were allowed to vote were rich white guys who owned property. And that's the way it started out. But since the beginning of our country, thank you, peace. Since the beginning of this democracy, this democratic republic, this constitutional democratic republic, we have had people working to make sure that it is more inclusive, that everybody has equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity in this country, no matter your race or your religion, your ethnicity, your beliefs, your gender, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're able-bodied or disabled, no matter who you love. Hello? Good to see you, peace. No matter who you love or how you identify yourself, we all have the same rights in this country, and we need to stand up for those rights. And we need to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Thank you very much. Peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. Thank you. That's right. We need to stand up for everybody's rights. There have been a lot of people in this country, millions and millions of people in this country that have been used for their labor for generations and not been given their rights. And we need to stand up for those people too. We need to stand up and tell our leaders, nobody wants criminals on the streets, violent criminals, but we need to stand up for the rights of these people that have been used for their labor for generations and not been given their rights. We need to stand up and help these people that are going through these processes. We need to help them legally. We don't need to be attacking any police officers or federal officers. We need to be standing up and working through the legal system and working for their rights and standing up for their rights. Make sure that everybody has due process under the law, and that we keep working towards a better day for everybody, because this land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right. We got to keep working at it. Keep working towards a better day for everybody. We haven't gotten there yet. And to those of you who say, oh, there's no help. There's no hope. We need to give up. We can't do anything. There's an authoritarian in power. Well, don't give up. That's our legal right, our duty, our responsibility to speak up against authority if you believe that they're going in the wrong direction. Get out and peacefully protest. That's right. That's part of That's part of your duty as an American, part of your privilege, part of your responsibility to get out and peacefully protest, question authority, use your First Amendment rights, and peacefully protest. I don't condone any kind of violence, political violence. If you're committing political violence, I stand against you. But if you are peacefully protesting, I stand for you, even if I disagree with what you're talking about. Because we all need to stand up for the rights of each other to peacefully protest in this country. Even if we disagree with what they're saying, especially if we disagree with what people are saying, we need to stand up for their rights to peacefully protest. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. And we need to especially do that. Everybody needs to celebrate on this 4th of July, Independence Day. Celebrate your rights and stand up to peacefully protest and speak out. Speak your mind. Share your beliefs. Share your religious beliefs or your non-religious beliefs. Share your political beliefs or your apolitical beliefs. A lot of people are talking about maybe this is the time for anarchy. No, I'm sorry. Anarchy never benefits those people that are struggling in this country. Anarchy never helps the people that are poor and outcast. Anarchy only helps those who are bullies. So we don't need to go in that direction. We need to keep working on this constitutional democratic republic and keep working and speaking out and voting and getting involved. That's what you need to do. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right. Right here in California, we need to show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives, can help lift people out of poverty. You know, they passed this big ugly bully bill today, and it's going to take away insurance from a lot of poor people, health insurance from a lot of poor people. Well, California, we're going to have to pick up the tab, and we're going to have to make sure that everybody in California can have good quality health insurance. That's right. We need to move in that direction. Instead of saying, oh, there's nothing we can do because the federal government's taking power away from all of us. They're taking money away. Well, California, you're going to have to raise taxes on the rich. 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 A lot of you say, well, California's taxes are already too high. They're going to we'll lose all of our billionaires if you raise taxes in California. And I said, bye-bye, bye-bye. If you're a billionaire and you're happy to see poor people sleeping in the streets, I say, bye-bye. If you're a billionaire and you're happy to see kids not having enough money spent on education here in California, and you want to keep your billionaire status, I say bye-bye. Go to Texas. Take advantage of those people in Texas like Elon Musk is doing. No, if you're a billionaire in California, we want you to pay your fair share until we lift people out of poverty, until we make sure that nobody has to sleep on the streets anymore, until we make sure that every child can have a good public education. Right now, California, we are ranked 20th in spending on public education. Let me say that again. California, we're the 4th largest economy in the whole wide world. If we were a country, we would be the 4th largest economy in the whole wide world, and we are ranked 20th in spending on public education here in the United States. Now that is a shame, California. We need some leaders who will stand up and show the progressive government can make a difference in people's lives. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right. All over this country today, people are saying, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to go with an authoritarian government who wants to only let rich people thrive and survive and make it harder for poor people to exist? Are we going to go with an authoritarian government whose leader tries to make money off of being president and sells coins of him in superhero outfits and tries to make it easier for him and his family to make money off of our country while poor people sleep in the streets? Are we gonna sit by while an authoritarian leader makes it easier for rich people to have space races while poor people sleep in the streets? Or are we going to be part of the solution here in California and raise taxes on the rich right here in California? Show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives. We need to show the rest of the country that progressive government can work, that it can make a difference. We don't need to throw our hands up in the air and say, oh, there's nothing we can do because the federal government is going to let the rich people take over. Well, here in California, we can change that. We can get rid of this governor that speaks out of both sides of his mouth. He says he stands up for the rights of poor people while he makes it harder on poor people that are living in the streets. Under Grants Pass versus Johnson ruling, he sided with Trump's ultra-conservative Supreme Court. And he said to that Supreme Court, he said, please give me more power to criminalize homelessness. That's what Governor Newsom did. And that's why I stand against him on anything that he might run for in the future. He couldn't get Prop 13 repealed here in California. We need leaders who will get Prop 13 repealed so that rich people pay more in taxes on their on property that they have owned for a long time. And it makes it easier for poor people to buy property if we repeal Prop 13. Because ever since Prop 13 came into being, was voted in, since 1978, it has been harder for poor people to own property and much easier for rich people to hold on to property. And it's taken a lot of money out of public needs like education and such. And we need to stand up and find a leader that will help us show that progressive government can make a difference right here in California. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. And that means cities like Santa Monica. You got to be part of the solution. You got to be part of integrating our society, integrating our country, integrating our city of Santa Monica, instead of segregation, which has come because you raise the rent so high that only rich people can afford to live here. And when you raise the rents high, you're going to push out people of color because we haven't reached equity in this country, financial equity. So when you're pushing out rich people, when you're pushing out the poor people and making it only able for the rich people to live in your city, you're pushing out people of color. And that's what's happened since the beginning of this city. They pushed out a lot of poor people so they could build the infrastructure for this city. They used what they call eminent domain, and they took over a lot of poor people's properties, and they used that to build civic centers and highways and freeways and stuff like that. And then because of pushing out the poor people, they pushed out a lot of people of color. And they've been pushing out people of color ever since they started this city. And because when you raise rents, you push out people of color. And that's just the way it is. And we need to make it easier for everybody to integrate in this city and in this state and in this country. And for generations now, we've been pushing poor people away from the coast, which is 800 miles of public beaches here in California. That's right. 800 miles of public beaches, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? That's not the way it has to be. That's just letting the rich people take control, and that's something we have to work against. We have to work against letting rich people take control. That's why we've ended up with a president who sells coins of himself dressed up like superheroes and sells his own currencies and things like that. We don't need people who just want to profit off of our poor people and off of our citizens in our country. We need people who believe in human rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. On the promenade, in the shadow of the steeple, near the relief office, I see a lot of homeless people, and some are grumbling, and some are wondering, is this land made for you and me? Yes, it is. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right, we gotta keep working towards a better day for everybody. Like I said, when the first Independence Day, the only people that benefited from the first Independence Day were rich white guys who owned property. They were the only ones who were gonna get to vote. That's right. But since the beginning of this country, there have been people working to make sure that it is more inclusive. We have overcome a lot of obstacles. We have overcome a lot of battles to wrestle away the power from the rich and the powerful who would like to control the poor and have a servant class in this country. And we have told them over and over, no! Everybody has the same rights in this country, no matter your race or your religion, your ethnicity, your beliefs, your gender, whether you're rich or poor. And if you are on this promenade and you are homeless, you have the same rights as the richest person in the whole wide world on this public promenade. And I like to remind people of that because this is a public promenade. This promenade does not belong to these business owners alongside here. It belongs to all of us, and we need to stand up for the rights of these people that are homeless and don't have a place to go. We need to stand up for their rights to sleep on this public promenade if they have no place to go, because this public promenade has some lights. Now they will harass the homeless people sleeping on this public promenade. And let me remind you, if you go sleep on next to the topiary, the dinosaurs over there, the dinosaur plants, if you sleep on the concrete slabs or the stairs there, they can't bother you because that is exempt from the no sitting, no lying law here in Santa Monica. And we need to stand up for the rights of these people here in Santa Monica to be able to sleep. That is one of the hardest things for these homeless human beings, just to be able to get a decent night's sleep. Can you imagine? Every day they have to go through the trauma of trying to find a safe place to sleep at night without being harassed or threatened with some kind of citation or some such. And Santa Monica, we got to be part of the solution. We got to show that there can be a difference in government. We got to show that government can help build affordable housing. And that's what I'm hoping Santa Monica will start doing. But so far, for generations, Santa Monica, you've been part of the problem, not part of the solution. You've been pushing these homeless people down the road and not taking responsibility for any of them. You've been saying, oh, these homeless people, they're all from someplace else. We don't have any responsibility for these homeless people. They're not ours. Listen, Santa Monica, most of the people who live in Santa Monica come from somewhere else, of course. That's right. You've got people from all over the world living here in Santa Monica. And some of those people are homeless. And you need to take responsibility for those people as well as the rich people that have decided to move into your community. That's right. We need to stand up and speak out for human rights and be part of the solution, Santa Monica. Build affordable housing. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. One more time, everybody sing along. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Let's work to make sure this land is made for you and me. Hey! That's right. Thank you, peace. That's right. We got to keep working towards a better day for everybody in this country. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy in this country. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. There's no reason for poor people to be sleeping in the streets while rich people are having space races in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. Sure, there are lots of people that want to keep poor people down. They want to have rules. They want to make it harder for poor people to have health insurance. I was talking about this the other night. When I was in New York, my appendix busted, and I was sleeping on a friend's couch, working on music. I might have made $1,000 that year. And good thing New York had Medicaid, because they were able to put me in the hospital and take out my appendix, and I was able to keep living because of Medicaid. And I have no apologies for that. I don't apologize for being poor. I celebrate being poor in this country. It takes a lot of chutzpah to remain poor in this capitalist country where everybody wants to sell everything, no matter if it has any value or not, even if it's detrimental to our society. We got to stand up against just rampant, unfettered capitalism. We need to stand up for the right of people to survive and thrive in this country without having to take advantage of the poor sucker next to them, trying to sell them some cryptocurrency and take advantage of their naivete. Everybody getting sold something and being ripped off many places. We got people working right now to generate energy for cryptocurrencies. That's right. The only thing that they're working towards is keeping those cryptocurrencies alive. Now, these are inanimate objects. These are things that people created just to make money off of, and people are having to work to create energy just to keep those cryptocurrencies alive. Bitcoin uses more energy than the country of the Netherlands. That's right. Bitcoin uses more energy than the country of the Netherlands. And that is only one cryptocurrency. People are going to have to be working harder and harder and harder to generate all this artificial intelligence that are going to be taking jobs away from human beings. That's right. People are going to have to create more energy for the artificial intelligence, which is going to be taking jobs from human beings. So we're just working harder for rich people's toys. That's right. We're working harder to make rich people's toys make the rich people more money, while the gap between rich and poor is widening, and while they want to make it harder for poor people to have health care and to have food stamps and other things like that. They want to make it harder for these people to survive in this country, while we're making it easier for rich people and the rich people's toys. Rich people's toys making rich people money, while poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people's toys, making rich people money, while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. That's right. Right now, tonight, we've got driverless cars, autonomous cars. We've got little robots delivering food. They're all being taken care of and cleaned up and charged up. They have a place to go tonight, while we have human beings sleeping in the streets. All over this country, we have warehouses full of computers, artificial intelligence, robots of every kind, being taken care of, charged up, cleaned up, making sure all their circuits are fine, they're dusted off, while we have human beings sleeping in the streets. We have people taking care of these rich people's toys, while we're pushing more and more people out into the streets and making it harder for human beings to have the basics like health care and food stamps and jobs that pay a living wage. We got the rich people's toys making rich people money, while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people's toys, making rich people money, while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. That's right, we can do better than that, United States of America. We can do much better than that, California. We need to raise taxes on these rich people and all of their toys here in California, and show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives. We can give people a choice in this country. We can show them, listen, there's a different way to go, instead of just kowtowing to the rich people and all of and they're making money off of all of their toys and pushing poor people down further into the dirt. That's what they want to do. They want to make it so hard for poor people to survive, where they say either you do what we say, or you can't survive. And that's what they're doing with this bigger, better, ugly bully bill. They're making it harder for poor people to have a decent life. That's right. How you doing? Good to see you. I'll be singing that in a little while. I will. No, I won't be singing it right this minute, because I'm talking about rich people and rich people's toys, and how I'm very disappointed with this bill that they passed. And that's why California needs to step up and show that we can make a difference in people's lives. That's right. I did run for office. I don't know if you remember. I ran for Santa Monica City Council last year, and now I am on a committee that's supposed to be helping the City Council fund housing and services for the homeless people, but they're moving in very slow direction. They're moving in very slow direction. So we need to keep speaking up and telling our leaders, our public servants right here in California, to make a difference and stand up against making it easier for the rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on rich people's toys, making rich people money while the poor girls and boys live in the streets. It ain't funny how they're raising all the rents, and the governments are finding ways to funnel all the money to be spent on our rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. On the rich people and rich people's toys. That's right, California, let's raise taxes on the rich people that are here in California. That's right, we can do it. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait for the federal government. We can do it right here. Make sure that everybody who lives in California, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with homeless people. Are you doing all right? Do you need anything?
No, I'm good right now.
You're good right now? Good to hear. Good to hear. My name's Wade.
Wade Armando.
Armando, good to see you, Armando.
You like to play guitar, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so we have to remind our leaders here that they can be part of the solution.
Yes.
And we have to tell them we need to change our business model here in California. If you got billionaires having space races and doing quite well, and poor people sleeping in the streets, you got to change your business model. That's what they call it. And we need to tell our leaders to be part of the solution and not continue to be part of the problem. Right here in California, right here in Santa Monica. We need to raise taxes on the rich. We need to tell those billionaires, oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna die. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. It ain't a crime. Not yet. They're trying to make it a crime, but not yet. Oh, I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather live in a box in the bottom of a ditch than be some stealing, cheating, lying son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather walk around without a stitch than be some warmongering son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. Let's try that again. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather walk around without a stitch than be some democracy overthrowing son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna say goodbye someday. Hopefully not tonight. Let's put it off a little while if we can help it. Now, I don't want you to think that I think all billionaires are evil. Bloodsuckers. Some of them are just sick. They're like hoarders or alcoholics or drug addicts. They get a little bit of money And they just got to get more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more and more and more. Let's look at Elon Musk. Muskie? Yes. They say he's going to be the first trillionaire in America. Let's hope not. That's the last thing we need in the USA is a trillionaire. What we need to do is raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies and make sure that everybody in America can have a decent place to live. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies and make sure that everybody in America can have a job that pays a living wage. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies and make sure that everybody can have good quality health care. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies and make sure that everybody can have a good public education. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies. But we will leave Elon with 999 million and see if he can get by. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around with greasy hair than sell guns and weapons everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. One more time, everybody sing along. Here we go. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around in the Bear than see homeless people everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Hoo-hoo! And I'll keep on working at it. You're welcome. Thank you.
I like that song.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much. Please. Glad you enjoyed it.
I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire.
That's right. You sing along with that whenever you hear it. Hopefully they'll start teaching that to kids in schools. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd like to see that someday. And hopefully by that time that will mean that poor people will actually be able to not live in the streets anymore. They won't have to live in the streets anymore by that time. Because we need to work for a day when everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. There's no reason for rich people to be having space races while poor people are sleeping in the streets. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. We can do it. It's been done before. Actually, back during the Great Depression, there was a president called Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Thank you, that's my Roosevelt impersonation. Exactly, I mean, no, he didn't start a war. No, I think you might have that wrong. We got pulled into a war that was started by by dictators and evildoers. Anyway, but what Franklin Delano Roosevelt said was, the test of our progress is not whether we add to the abundance of those who have much. The test of our progress is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. And if that is the test of our progress today, my friends, we are not doing a very good job. We're not progressing. We're making it harder for poor people to survive and easier for rich people to take advantage of those poor people. So in FDR's lingo, we are not providing, and the test of our progress is not good. And he ought to know something about lifting people out of poverty. He's the one who started Social Security and lifted generations of people out of poverty. I know well. My grandparents were poor on both sides, and they saw the way that a lot of other poor people were helped by the programs put in place by that progressive government during the Great Depression. And we need a government like that today. And if we don't have it in the federal government, we can do it right here in California. We need to lead the way right here in California and show that poor people do have a right to survive and do have a right to thrive in this fourth largest economy in the whole wide world, California. We got to lift those people right here. Show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives. Franklin Delano Roosevelt started Social Security and unemployment insurance, and he helped people unionize, and he created a lot of jobs for poor people and helped people with housing, build affordable housing back during the Great Depression, lifted generations of people out of poverty, and we need leaders like that today. It can be done. And right here in Santa Monica, California, we need to be part of that solution. I hear people talk about, well, we want to help the poor people and the homeless people here in Santa Monica, but we want to help them somewhere else. We want to push them down the road. Every day here in Santa Monica and in Venice, they are paying sanitation workers and police officers and other social services to go and tear down people's tents and take all of their garbage and push these people down the road. These people say, where are we going to go? Where are we supposed to put our tents? And they say, well, we don't care where you go, but you can't be here. And that's what so many of these cities, especially these coastal cities, have done. They've just pushed people further out into the desert, further over to Skid Row. They want to push all the poor people in one area, and then they don't give those areas enough services and enough benefits. That's why in these low-income area, in the low-income areas, the schools are so poor because we have underfunded those schools, and they're right down the road. They're 15 miles from here, where Santa Monica has some very good schools that are very well funded, and other of these cities along the coast, they are very well funded. But a little ways down the street, down the road there are a lot of people that can't afford to stay in school, that are not able to stay in school, that are not getting good education. Right now, California, we're ranked 20th in spending on public education in this country. That is a shame. We're the fourth largest economy, and we're ranked 20th in spending on public education in this country. And we're ranked around 40th in outcome. You know, if you really want to do something to help lift people out of poverty, California, if you want to show that we're a good progressive government, we're going to need to spend more money on public education. That's got to be foremost. That's got to be the top of the list. Spend more money on affordable housing and spend more money on good public education. We need to be the top of the list of the people of the states that spend a lot of money on public schools. Keep spending more money on those low-income area public schools until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then you will know we have done enough. Thank you. Living in California, the land of peace and love. Living in California, place the whole world's dreaming of. Living in California, everything's mostly okay. Living in California, another beautiful sunshine day. Don't let the Trump get you in a slump. We'll get rid of his hump, we're gonna be alright. We're in the land of surf and sand, movie stars, electric cars, and it's a beautiful Santa Monica night. I'm living in California, with people of all kinds. Living in California, sure I'll get a little bit out of our minds. Ooh, living in California, things could be a whole lot worse. Living in California, rest of the country's moving in reverse. Ooh, living in California, everything's mostly alright. Living in California, having fun on the promenade tonight. Ooh. Now don't get me wrong, we got a lot of great things going on here in California. California, we're the second most diverse state in the whole country. That's right. We got people from different backgrounds, different races, different religions, different ethnicities, different beliefs, different genders, all living together in virtual harmony. But everybody knows there's some things we need to be working on. California, we're the fourth largest economy in the whole wide world, and we're ranked 20th in spending on public education. That's a shame, California. A shame. We need to spend more money. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. That's right, California. Good to see you, sir. Peace. Keep moving forward, California. California, we are getting rid of for-profit prisons. That's a good thing that we're doing in this state. By 2028, there should be no more for-profit private prisons in this state. And I applaud that. Nobody should make a profit off of society's failures. And if the United States of America has the largest incarceration population in the world, that's right. United States of America has the largest incarceration population in the whole wide world. So that means we need to do a better job of spending money on education so we spend less money on incarceration, because we don't want to have the largest incarcerated population in the world. We want to move in a better direction. So we need to spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. That's right. And California, we have the most billionaires of any state in the whole country. That's right. The most billionaires of any state in the whole country, and we have the most homeless people of any state in the whole country. Now that ought to be a crime. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for rich people to be having space races while poor people sleep in the streets. There's no reason for so many to be having nothing while so few have everything. There's no reason for so few people to have everything they want while so many people are sleeping in the streets. We can do better. Need to raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich, raise taxes on the rich. That's right. Living in California with people of all kinds. Living in California, Sure, out a little bit out of our minds. Ooh, living in California, things could be a whole lot worse. Living in California, rest of the country's moving in reverse. Let's not follow them now. Living in California, the place the whole world's dreaming of. Living in California, hey, angel, go out and spread some peace and love. Yeah, 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 hey, hey, hey. That's right. We need to keep working on making things better, lifting people out of poverty while we raise taxes on the rich right here in California. Don't be afraid that all the rich people will leave. If they do, they can join Elon Musk in Texas and take advantage of those people. We don't want rich people like that in our state. We want people that believe that everybody should have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. That's right. We need to show the rest of the country that there is an option to authoritarian, unfettered capitalism, and we need to show that progressive government can accomplish things and make sure that we lift people out of poverty and help with solutions.
What's your name?
What?
Do you have a name?
Wade.
Wayne?
Wade Kelley.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Armando. Peace. Armando, right?
Yeah. Wade, doing a good job.
Thank you very much, Armando. I'm trying.
I like the education part because they're trying to take, the government's trying to take money from the schools.
That's right.
You know, they got to give more money to the schools, not to take it away from them.
I am with you 100%. Giving money, making sure that the schools have enough funding so that children can have a good public education. That is a very important thing in this country. And we have, the sad thing is, right here in Los Angeles County, there are 80 different school districts in the county of Los Angeles. And some of these school districts, the kids are going to academic Olympics. They're doing great. And the other kids are not able to graduate. They're not able to read. And we need to help lift those people out of poverty and make sure that they can have a good public education. Because we know that getting a good start for children is a very important thing in this life, and especially as more and more jobs go to the artificial intelligence and to the robots and make it harder for human beings just to survive. We got to make it easier for the kids to get a good start at least. Because it's going to be harder for people to keep jobs. They're gonna have a robot going around doing Robert's job, locking up the chairs and telling people which way to go. It'll be some little Coco robot, and it'll go around and tell the people where the restrooms are, and it'll just keep going down the road. And they'll lock that robot up at night and make sure that robot's cleaned and taken care of and charged up. But the human beings, they'll just push out on the streets. They'll make it easier for the human beings just to be pushed aside, and that's what they're doing right now. That's why this bigger, ugly bully bill that they passed is going to make a lot. It's just making it harder. You know, they try to say, well, we're trying to save the money for people who really need the health care. Well, if you're going to the doctor, you probably need the health care. And if you're just making it harder for sick people to go to the doctor, then you just don't really care about poor people. That's basically what it is. And they're trying to make it harder while they're making it easier for these rich toys, these autonomous robots to take over more and more jobs. This isn't anything new here in this country. You know, they've been trying to keep a servant class in place since the beginning of this country. They wanted a ruling class and a servant class. They started out with slavery, where they could actually own people. And we fought against that, and finally we overturned that. It took a civil war, but we overturned that. And we're continuing to work for equal rights in this country. We had to make sure that they passed laws against taking children and having them work all of their lives. And we passed laws that said children have to have a childhood and be able to have an education and such. And then we made sure that women had the right to vote in 1920. And then in 1964, we made sure that different states couldn't treat people differently because of their race or their religion. And we stood up for the rights of everybody in this country. Later on, we made sure that covered people that were disabled, able-bodied or disabled. We all have the same rights. And then later on, we said that people can't be discriminated against because of who they love. And we have to keep standing up for the rights of everybody in this country. And say, listen, you can believe whatever you want. You can have whatever religious beliefs or non-beliefs you want, and we all have the same rights because of the First Amendment of our Constitution. Let's talk about the First Amendment of our Constitution on Independence Day. The Constitution wasn't written for a while after the Independence Day. It wasn't until 1887, I believe. But it still was written by a bunch of rich white guys who were the only people who could vote and who had a voice in our democracy. But people kept working at it. And the beginning, the First Amendment says, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And that's what I'm doing here tonight. I'm petitioning the government right here in Santa Monica saying, listen, be part of the solution, build affordable housing, stand up for human rights for these people that have been sleeping on the streets, and stand up for the poor and making it easier for poor people to survive in your city. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Don't stand up with the rich and the business owners who want to make it harder for poor people to live here, especially next to our public beaches. 800 miles of public beaches in California, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? There's no reason for that. We can make it better. It's just that we let the rich people push all the poor people out from the coast. And if we're serious about this climate crisis, we're going to have to make it easier for poor people to live next to the coast, more people to live next to the coast, because as the temperatures keep going up, it's going to be more temperate right here next to the ocean. That's right. And the air quality is going to be better next to the ocean as well. So we need to have more people live next to our coast here in California. That's just science. I'm just talking science now, you know what I mean? So you need to build more affordable housing and make it easier for poor people to live next to our coast. And besides, these beaches belong to all of us, and we need to make them more accessible to everybody and not just a profit for the rich people. You know what I mean? I agree. Thank you. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey, ain't got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got that wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no seasons, don't have no reason to need no freezing rain. I got the surf and the sand, my rock and roll one-man band. Don't ride no gravy train. I got that wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and mama gonna rock and roll. Ooh, ooh, ooh. got no hurries, ain't got no worries, ain't got no blurry eyes. I got the sun in my face, I got some wide open space, don't need no alibis. I got the wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Woo-hoo, 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 hey, hey. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey, ain't got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got some wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna, Juliet and Mama gonna, Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey! Thank you. Thank you, Armando. Happy 4th of July. Thank you. Peace. That's right. We got to keep working towards a better day for everybody. On this 4th of July, this Independence Day, we showed that we don't need to let rulers run everything on Independence Day. We said, no, we don't need any monarchy anymore. We don't need one person to tell us how to run everything. Sure, things get done fast, and things are slow and messy in a democracy, a constitutional democratic republic. They can be slow and messy sometimes, but we need to stand up for that democratic process. And we need to stand up for the messy democracy and make sure that everybody gets involved. And we need to encourage everybody to push our Congress to do their job. That's right, Congress, you've been delinquent. For generations, we've had people living in the shadows that have been used for their labor and not been given their rights. For generations, people have been using people for their labor, and they say, oh, we'll bring these people in for to do labor, but we don't want to give them any rights when the job is done. We just want to use them. They want to have a servant class in this country, and that's why they continue to let it go on. We need to hold those employers, those businesses, we need to hold those businesses liable and ask them, tell them that they have to help these people find citizenship in this country. Because, you know, we brought the people in to do the labor, but we didn't have enough quota, a high enough quota for their countries for them to become citizens. So that's why we have almost 5% of our population that have been living in the shadows for generations and not been given their rights. We need to tell our Congress to stand up and do their job and give a comprehensive immigration bill that will help people that have been here doing work used for their labor and not been given their rights. We need to help those people find a pathway to citizenship right here. That's right. We need to stand up for everybody's rights in this country. De la Sierra Moreno, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, de contrabando. Es el lunar que tiene, cielito lindo, junto a la boca. No se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo, que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Thank you, gracias. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, de contrabando. Good to see you, Robert. Es el lunar que tiene, cielito lindo, junto a la boca. No se lo des a a nadie, cielito lindo, que a mí me toca. Ay, 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 canta y no llores. Gracias. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. All right, everybody join in. Here we go. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Yes, please take a picture.
Hold on. I got it right here. On my phone.
All right.
Hold on.
Gracias, thank you. Got it?
Hold on, right? Say cheese.
Cheese.
All right, got you, babe.
Thank you.
Stationary signs moving fine.
That's right. We got to keep standing up for the rights of these people. Instead of building alligator Alcatraz like they're doing in Florida, what we need to do is be building some legal services for these people that are going through it here in California, and follow the process and make sure that anybody who doesn't have a violent criminal background will be helped on a pathway to citizenship here in the United States of America, here in California. And we need to stand up for the rights of these people who've been used for generations. I'm not saying go and attack any federal officers. No, that's the wrong way to go. Don't attack police officers or federal officers. Let's put money behind legal services here in California and make sure that we're doing everything we can legally, and put pressure on Congress to pass some comprehensive immigration bill to help these people that have been here for generations and help them on their pathway to citizenship. That's what we need. Congress to do their job. Thank you. Peace. I'll be sharing that with homeless.
Yes.
If you're doing all right, I'm glad you're doing all right.
All right, babe. I'm good.
Okay, good to hear. That's right. We got to keep working. We haven't gotten there yet. We got to keep speaking out. Don't throw your hands up in the air and say there's nothing we can do. Trump's in charge. Oh, there's nothing we can do anymore. I'm going to go to Canada or something like that. Too many of my friends are giving up. They're saying, oh, it's all over. No. There's a lot of things we can do. We can have strikes. We can have work stoppages. We can have sit downs. We can have boycotts. The boycotts worked very well for Cesar Chavez to help change things. You know, they were trying to break the unions that he was trying to start, and the boycotts helped them keep going. And boycotts helped the civil rights movement. The boycott of the buses down in Birmingham or Montgomery. Was it Montgomery or Birmingham? One of those cities in Alabama. The boycott of the buses, and they changed a lot of things through boycotts. And we can do the same thing today. We just need leaders who want to help people move in a good direction. And don't work towards any violence, and don't cheer on any assassins. That's a shameful thing, people cheering assassins or attempted assassins. No, that's evil. That's not part of the political process here in the United States of America. We're all about First Amendment rights. Everybody can have their differences of opinion, and we need to keep moving forward and peacefully protesting. We learned from the civil rights movement. We learned from John Lewis, who suffered a lot and kept peacefully protesting. He said, do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, of a week, or a month, or a year. Our struggle is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise, to get in some good trouble, some necessary trouble. And he was talking about peaceful protest. You know, they actually practiced peacefully protesting. They practiced letting people call them names and spit on them and push them and things like that. And they made a positive change in this country through the civil rights movement. And we need leaders like that today. Peace. Thank you. So get out there and peacefully protest. Strike. Boycott. Stand up. Speak out. Use your voices. Use your votes. Run for political office in your communities, in your cities, in your state. Make a difference. Show the progressive government can work. Speak out. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about a little bit of love and peace at least. Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about hope. It's about joy. It's about bring from home to your little girls and boys. It's about joy. It's about hope. It's about enough hope to keep them off the dope. Cause when the hope and the joy are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about joy. It's about hope. It's about you. It's about me. It's about you and me working towards equality. It's about me. It's about you. It's about saying Black Lives Matter too. Cause when you and me are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about you. It's about me. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz y amor. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Evenu shalom alechem. Evenu shalom alechem. Evenu shalom alechem. Evenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about a little bit of love and peace at least. Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace. It's about love. 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 Oh, it's all about love. Thank you, peace, thank you, Armand. Thank you, peace. That's right, we gotta keep working towards a better day. We haven't gotten there yet. We gotta keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. People say, oh, you can't talk about race, you can't talk about DEI. It's merit-based system now. It's all based on merit. Well, listen. If these poor kids in the poor communities aren't getting a decent education because they're not having enough money spent on public education, then it's a little harder for them to get going with this merit-based thing. And certainly, we don't believe that all the billionaires that had rich parents and pushed them into making a lot of money, that it was all based on merit. Come on. We don't buy that. There's a reason that the gap between the rich and the poor has continued to grow. And while the poor people are sleeping in the streets, while rich people are having space races, it's not all based on merit and hard work. We have to help lift those people out of poverty and give them a decent start and a hand up. And as we get further and further into this technological age, where more and more jobs are going to be going to robots and artificial intelligence and computers of every sort, and all the rich people's toys making rich people more money, we have to stand up for the rights of human beings just to exist, just to survive. We should be paying people just to live and to experience their journey here in the United States of America. Robots should be working for human beings. The artificial intelligence should be making sure that everybody has a decent health care and a place to live and food to eat. And those that want to work a job for the rich people, they can do that, and they should be able to have a living wage. But we have too many of our leaders blaming the poor for being poor while they push them down further. We got too many leaders saying, don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor at all. We'll pull the chair beneath your seat and mock you when you fall. Well, how you doing? That's right, we got to. You doing all right? You eating okay? You eat today? You eat today? Do you need any money?
Man, I need, you know what I need? I need this.
Cool.
How people stop messing with a person don't like to be messed with. If I had to cry like a bitch again from the purpose of having society to suck a valuation on people got fucked over, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, take something where something happened to you, and really that big, but not that big, and they're like, damn, society, and you don't play your stuff like that, even though you feel somewhat fucked up because don't know who you are, but know who you are, like, I ain't with that shit, but what the fuck? Then try to straighten up and start a family, and a strong one too. First it was innocent, but I would show my strength because like I can't not lie myself to show someone to get fucked over. You know what I'm saying? So especially innocent, because guess what? I get fucked over too with it. Would I? We both get fucked. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peace. I hope things get better for you. Peace. We got too many leaders blaming the poor for being poor and the homeless for being homeless, while they're pushing them down and making it harder for poor people to survive. They say, don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor at all. We'll pull the chair beneath your seat and mock you when you fall. We'll tell you that you're crazy and you're on the drugs. They'll say you're mostly lazy and you're filled with bugs. So don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just be rich. Are you taking off, Ethan? Good to see you. You have anything to say? Huh? You have anything to say on this Independence Day?
Where's my microphone?
He's got it. Let's continue to stand up for our freedoms and our rights. Because we're more powerful than the president is, so let's continue to do that. Stand up for our rights and our independence.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. You have a happy 4th of July, Independence Day. See you Monday. I should be here on Monday. That's right. We need leaders who believe in standing up for the rights of the poor people instead of blaming them for all of the ills of society. So many people here in Santa Monica want to blame the homeless people and the poor people for every crime that happens in this city. They sure do. They'll blame them for somebody going through a red light. It's homeless people. That's right. They blame them for all any dirt that's on the ground. We need to make it easier for people to use these public beaches instead of making it harder for them to survive here in this city of Santa Monica. They say, don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor put you in the hospital and spit you out real quick. They'll say you need to rest more and change the way you eat. But they ain't got no medicine to get you off of those streets. So don't be poor and homeless, that's what they say. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just live in a mansion. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless people. Thank you. All the rich folks want to help you if they could. So they'll take your tent and your bags and stuff and move them to another neighborhood. A little farther. A little farther. A little farther down the road would be good. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't live in your car. They'll find a way to ticket you no matter where you are. They'll say you're near a schoolyard or near a city park. They'll make you move your car all day and give you tickets while you're sleeping in the dark. So don't be poor and homeless. They sure do, don't they? Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just live on a yacht. They sure do give you those tickets. There's a place I was living in my car up on the PCH, up the road a little ways, and they made you change the sides of the streets at 2 a.m. So you had to wake up if you were sleeping in your car. You had to wake up at 2 a.m. and move to the other side while all the drunk drivers are coming home. And there's quite a few wrecks up there. There were quite a few wrecks up there at the time. But then if they came and knocked on your door, they say, you move or we're gonna give you a ticket, and you can't move here. One time they said, go all the way back to Santa Monica. I said, well, I'm just trying to get a night's sleep here. I'd like to get a little sleep sometime. All the rich folks want to help you if they can. So they'll start a race to outer space to help their fellow man. We are going to build affordable housing up on Mars. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor at all. They'll pull the chair beneath your seat and mock you when you fall. They'll tell you that you're crazy and you're on the drugs. They'll say you're mostly lazy and you're filled with all kinds of bugs. So don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Don't be poor and homeless. Just be rich. Don't be poor and homeless. Just be rich. That's right, homeless people. Just be rich. That's what they say. They all say these homeless people just need to get a job. They just need to get a job. Well, there's a lot of homeless people that have jobs that still can't afford a place to stay. Here in Los Angeles County, you're not going to find hardly any apartments that you can survive on a minimum wage job or a low-paying job here in Los Angeles County, and certainly not here in Santa Monica. Come on. You can't find a place to live for low income here in Santa Monica.
Is there a restroom? Sorry.
Is it 10 o'clock? Where are you going?
It's 10:18. Where's the restroom?
They have no public restrooms open past 10 o'clock here. Can you believe it? That's crazy, isn't it? They would rather they found $1 million to clean up after people going to the restroom in the alleyways and such, and they don't have one single 24-hour secure restroom, public restroom here in Santa Monica. I can't believe it. It's a shame. And they want to blame the poor people and the homeless people for going to the bathroom in the alleys or in other places, but They don't want to spend the money on it, do they? They want to just blame the poor people. That's what we're talking about. My name's Wade. Good to see you again. I've seen you before, haven't I? What's your name? Julio. Nice to meet you, Julio. Peace. Thank you. I appreciate that. We do the best we can. We got to keep moving forward. We got to keep speaking out, peacefully protesting. Tell all your friends. Tell the young people not to cheer on assassins or would-be assassins or cheer on violence. We need to peacefully protest and get involved. Get involved out there. Run for office. I ran for Santa Monica City Council last year. I didn't win, but I didn't spend any money. They spent over $500,000 on the City Council election here in Santa Monica. Can you believe that? Over $500,000 they spent on the City Council election here in Santa Monica.
Vote for you, Wade.
Huh?
I'm gonna vote for you.
Well, I hope you can. I hope you get registered. You go to the People Concern or someplace like that and make your address with them, and then you can vote here in Santa Monica. How you doing? Good to see you.
God bless you.
Thank
I like what you're saying.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
Micah.
Micah?
Micah.
Micah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you, Micah.
I'm a musician.
Wonderful, man. Thank you very
I
much.
actually like you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We got to keep working towards a better day. I guess I ought to get going. It's about 10:30 already. Is that right?
What's your name again?
Wade.
Wade?
Wade Kelley.
Wade Kelley. I never heard of you. You're badass.
Thank you, Micah. What's your...
You rock the Spanish, dude. Big time.
Oh, you like this?
I don't know Spanish, but yeah.
Why, thank you. Yeah, we need to stand up for the rights of these people that have been used for their labor for generations and not been given their rights. We need to find them, have a pathway to citizenship. We need to hold our Congress. We need to hold our Congress. They've been delinquent in their duties, letting almost 5% of our population live in the shadows without their rights and being used for their labor. How you doing, Francisco? Good to see you. Peace. Hey, happy Independence Day. You get involved. I hope good things happen this year. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, se necesita un poco de gracia. Un poco de gracia para mi partida. Arriba, arriba. Ay, arriba, arriba. Por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, bamba. Bamba, bamba. Hey, hey. No soy marinero. No soy marinero. Soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, bamba. Bamba, bamba. Hey. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita un poco de gracia, un poco de gracia para mi partida. Arriba, arriba, ay, arriba, arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Oh, shake it up, baby, twist and shout. Come on, baby, work it on out. I twist so good, I twist so fine. Come on, twist a little closer, baby. Let me know, hey, mine. Para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita un poco de gracia, un poco de gracia para mi partida. Arriba, arriba, ay, arriba, arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. That's right. So we got to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. Because we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't reached it yet. And that's what our whole Constitution is about. It's about working towards a more perfect union, establishing justice, ensuring domestic tranquility, providing for the common defense, promoting the general welfare, and securing the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That's right. It's about not just taking care of the rich people. It's about working for the common good. It's about the general welfare and making things better, a more perfect union. So we've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy in this country. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. Mother, mother, there are too many of you crying. Brother, 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 far too many of you dying. We've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, there's no need to escalate. War is not the answer, 'cause only love can conquer hate. We've got to find a way to bring some understanding here today. Picket signs and picket lines don't punish me with brutality. Just talk with me and you will see what's going on. What's going on? Mother, mother, who are they to say we're wrong? Who are they to judge us just because our hair is long? We've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket signs and picket lines don't punish me with brutality. Just talk with me and you will see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. A Yankee Doodle do or die. A real life nephew of my Uncle Sam. Born on the 4th of July. I got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride the ponies. I am that Yankee Doodle. I am that Yankee Doodle. I am that Yankee Doodle. I am that Yankee Doodle boy. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride the ponies. I am that Yankee Doodle. I am that Yankee Doodle. I am that Yankee Doodle boy. That's right, that's George M. Cohan. I'm gonna play that every once in a while because even if I get some of the chords wrong. Well, we'll keep working towards a better day. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all, health care for all, housing the homeless, common sense gun laws. Oh, I better play a common sense gun law song because we don't need to have mass shootings every day. And in this bigger ugly bully bill that they passed today, there was also, I believe in the final bill, there was a thing that is making it easier for people to buy silencers for guns in this country. And that's a shame. We don't need more silencers for guns in this country. Let's say no to the NRA. Tell those gun pimp boys take their killing toys and get the hell away. Let's say no to the NRA. Let's say no to the NRA. So everyone doesn't need a gun just to get through another day. Let's say no to the NRA. If you don't know what the NRA is, it's the National Rifle Association. And they're a big reason why we're not having any common sense gun laws passed in this country. So tell your leaders, your public servants, let's say no to the NRA. If your congressman takes money from them, vote the other way. Let's say no to the NRA. Too many people have been dying. Too many sad songs have been sung. Too many families left to crying. Too many death knells have been rung. Let's say no to the NRA. So everyone doesn't need a gun just to get through another day. Let's say no to the NRA. Let's say no to the NRA. If your congressman takes money from them, vote the other way. Let's say no to the NRA. Too many politicians without solutions. Too many throw their hands up in the air. Now they want to legalize silencers to end noise pollution. You gotta know, they just don't care. Let's say no to the NRA. If your congressman takes money from them, vote the other way. Let's say no to the NRA. Let's say no to the NRA. That's right. Let's keep moving forward. Keep celebrating our democracy by getting involved. Keep using your voices to speak out, stand up for human rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. Thank you, peace. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. shall overcome someday. We will not be moved. We will not be moved. We will not be moved someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall not be moved someday. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We will live in peace. We will live in peace. We will live in peace someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday. Peace and love. Thank you, thank you.